These are poop your pants size deer.
Oh yeah?
And I'll like
poop your pants or poop my pants?
I will poop your pants for these deer. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Drury Outdoors. 98%?
It's 100.
99.
It's 100%.
We're at 100% this week.
And we're firing on all
Hey,
cylinders.
welcome aboard, everybody.
You're Tim Chelsvik.
You're Matt Drury.
And right out of the gate, I'm going to give a shout out.
Do it.
Mike Kehoe, we had him on the podcast. I'm not saying that's why he won the primary, but he did win the primary. Screaming freedom all the way.
Yeah.
Caw.
We're going to Iowa. We're going to Wisconsin.
That's right. Yeah. Now on to the general.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool.
I mean, some people have called us kingmakers. I wouldn't say that.
He did say several times it was a global podcast.
And I'm not going to
I think
disagree.
only people in Missouri can vote.
So our track record is 100%. Jason Sumner's Mike Kehoe.
But that one time we had Donald Trump Jr. on.
He wasn't running.
But his dad was. And
he was.
Wasn't that the year then they... Yes. I think
it didn't work out.
Joe Biden got in there. So we're not batting 100 on politics.
Yeah.
But you know what? We did lose a lot of listeners and DeerCast users through that part.
We had a lot to lose anyways, right?
Well, yeah.
Or no, we didn't.
When you have so many, you're willing to give up a few for freedom.
So many fans. Golly.
We weren't officially endorsing anyone. We're just saying we gave them the platform.
We had an open door to whoever wanted to come in.
We actually did
us.
email Joe Biden's. Remember, we actually did email Joe Biden's
100%
campaign.
Yeah,
and offer to have.
They
him
just
on.
didn't think it was worthwhile to come by and.
I guess they were right.
I wonder. Imagine if they would have sent Hunter.
Oh boy, we would have had some fun. Who wants to go to the east side?
Hey Beth, we're going slumming with Hunter Biden here, so
we could have gained some first form and tricked him. Some ignition.
Hey, is there any way to get this stuff up your nose, or you just got to drink it?
It might hurt. But
we did have a little bit of an accident here on the set before we started.
Yeah, I spilled
clean
freedom
up on aisle
all over
one.
the table.
Dude, you did.
Yeah, it's all right.
Now it smells like Liberty up in here.
Used to just smell like ass.
Alan's hard at work over there, but Alan told me a story yesterday that jives pretty closely with what you just said. The whole office smells like.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So I won't go into it.
Hey, it's none of your concern anymore, Tim.
That's right. I just fly in, do a pod every now and again. Whatever.
Must be nice.
I did just drop somewhere between 5 to 6 hours on becoming bow hunter safety certified here in the state of Missouri.
Okay, so I had a little knowledge that this may have to happen, but last we talked, it wasn't a for sure thing. So take me through what's up here. This is for a certain piece of property in St. Louis County.
Just like my court-ordered community service that I've been having to do.
Yeah.
Similar to that.
Also can't get near schools.
Yeah. We won't go into it, but okay. But yeah. So I've got this suburban piece that is in a very it's a very politically progressive leftist type of area.
We need to stay off the politics, okay?
It's not politics.
All right, you just said
demographics.
You said the word politically.
I think it is political, Tim. They ain't too friendly to hunters.
Yeah,
but they have way too many deer.
Yeah.
And a friend of a friend offered to let me come and hunt this piece. It's 4 acres, and he showed me some blurry cell cam pictures that he's taken of deer wandering around. These are like poop your pants size deer.
Oh yeah?
And I'll like
poop your pants or poop my pants?
I will poop your pants for these deer.
Okay, like
they're big deer.
This sounds, I don't know, the way you phrase that sounds gross.
Like, really?
Yeah, I will poop your pants.
It doesn't seem gross.
All you would have had to say is poop your pants.
Yeah, but this, I'm just trying to establish like the gravity of the situation. These are really big deer. Being bow hunter safety certified is part of the municipal requirements to hunt in the city limits of this town. So I thought, no big deal. I'll go on, and it's like $30 to do it online. You can do it in person, but I'll do it online. And I got into it, and you know how there's a status bar, like when you're filling out a form or something?
Yeah.
This status bar took up the whole screen.
no.
It was like 9 components long.
And who created this, bow hunters?
It's a company called Calchemy.
Oh, yes, I'm aware of them.
Yep. And
They do hunters education programs.
they're pretty much standardized. A lot of states use them for like boaters ed and hunter safety. So I thought, okay, this will be interesting to see how I fare in this process. I think I'm a pretty educated bow hunter, but we'll see. I will start out by saying that writing test questions is not easy. There's an art to writing.
Even writing a survey question is not easy.
There's definitely an art to it. The second thing I'll say is art is difficult.
So you're basically laying it out here that these questions were terrible.
The questions were not good, but I will let you and the listeners judge for yourselves because I screenshotted some of the screenshot. I think it's screenshot. So, okay, here's a sample Unit 5 quiz question from the Bow Hunter Safety Ed course. What might an excited hunter with buck fever do? A, fire too rapidly. B, flinch or twist during the release. C, attempt to get too close. Or D, move recklessly into shooting position. An excited hunter with buck fever.
Okay, so I think it's going to be shoot too rapidly. That was an answer, right?
The problem is with most of these,
it could be all of them.
There were a lot of possible answers that all sounded very plausible.
Yeah.
So fire too rapidly, flinch or twist. It was like the answer that they wanted was flinch or twist during the release. But fire too rapidly, that's like...
that's actually pretty normal.
Yep.
Have you ever heard the Missouri gun season on opening day? Pow, 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 pow.
Well, this is focused on bow hunters, but also how many times have you heard of people just like not even...
Okay, so back up. So that was about archery.
It's all about archery.
My bad.
Bow hunter safety.
That makes sense.
But it's still true. Like fire too rapid. Like it's not like you're not gonna load a bunch of arrows real quick.
You could definitely hit the release too quickly.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see how you'd fare on this question. To get close to the game undetected, what is helpful? A, quiet shoes. B, topographical maps. C, camouflage clothing. Or D, keen eyesight.
These are so subjective.
Yeah.
I'd say camouflage.
So I'm sitting there like,
quiet shoes
actually, it wouldn't hurt, right?
I mean, the topography would help, but not that's not top of mind.
I was getting
I did there?
so
Top
angry.
of mind.
That's right. That's a good joke.
Yes.
Thanks for explaining it.
Well, most of my jokes have to explain.
I've always said the best jokes are the ones you have to explain.
Yeah. So what was the answer?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't remember. I just took screenshots.
All right. So hit me with that last question.
When speaking to non-hunters, hunters can present a positive public image by being prepared with what? A, clever zinger responses.
They say zinger in this
Your
thing?
mother. B, the facts. They do say zinger. Yep. C, an aggressive rebuttal.
C.
D, funny anecdotes.
I'm going with B. I think that one's a little more clear.
It was, but the fact that they used the term zinger, that really got me.
I like C though. Be a little aggressive and insult. Should have had something about like Trump-like insults.
Hey, idiot! You eat meat, right? You jackass. What's the responsibility of the hunter once an animal has been shot? So you've bow
killed
hunting.
an animal.
You just shot the deer.
Okay.
Is it to recover the animal, transport the animal, photograph the animal, or field dress the animal?
Well, recovery to field dress to photo to take home.
You first have to get to the animal.
You got to find it first, which
order of operations
isn't always easy.
That's why we created DeerCast Track.
That's right.
But
nice.
Yeah, I mean, I was just so indignant going through these.
Yeah, who are these questions with it? Well, I mean, I know it takes all types of.
Even the guy who can't think says something.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the great. All right, last one. I'm not gonna. I don't want to crap on these guys, but sometimes just spell check is good. I'm gonna read this exactly as it's written. Which platforms allow a hunter to walk a stand up a tree using 2 separate climbing devices for the hands and feet? Someone wrote that while having a seizure. Is it A, portable, B, climbing stands, C, spiked, or D, lightweight?
Weird that those last 2 are even in there. Climbing stands. But portable is kind of
it
kind of works.
It's not wrong. Lightweight's not wrong. I don't know. And then to top it all off, some of the artwork was bizarre that went along with this kind of spice
we'll
up
have
the
to
questions.
have Jordan put this in the YouTube version, the video version, and post.
Yeah, it looks like these guys have taken the face off of another human.
Yeah,
and then put it on there
weird
themselves.
looking.
So to wrap this all up, I passed the test.
60% of the time, it works every time.
So how long did it take you?
5 to 6 hours.
Holy crap.
And it was in between all the other things in my life, like getting
What do
on
you have going
and I'm working on a model train set, HO scale.
Nice. Sweet.
Beth, don't bother me. I'm working on my project.
I'm in the basement.
Daddy, are you done yet?
Shut up, Bo.
Yeah. So I don't know.
You passed.
I passed, yes. And I get a certificate.
Did they give you a score? I'd like to know the score you got.
It was, I passed the final exam with like a 90 something percent. And I took it on the first, I passed it on the first, as you'd expect. An A. But some of the quizzes though, like you have to get an 80% or better. And there were like 2 of the 9 quizzes that I think I had to take over.
Oh.
And I was muttering curse words at these poorly written questions.
Yeah. Because it was like kind of a gotcha type.
Yeah, just weird. Like there are four correct answers here, which is the most correct, I guess.
Well, the good thing is now you can hunt poop your pants type deer. First time ever.
It'll be another year of not killing anything.
No, the next thing is the guy will be like, oh, you know what?
Well, that's
selling the
what I
property.
did next. So this mutual friend that's kind of the key to getting into this property. I texted him and said, hey, I just invested 5 to 6 hours on this process. Just so you know, when can we go drop some cameras?
Yeah.
Because we got to make this happen.
So have you dropped cameras yet?
No, I literally just finished this last night.
Oh.
So we'll probably drop some cameras next week if everything goes
sweet.
okay.
Well, you'll have to keep me posted, man.
Gladly.
No worries, because I'm not going to go through all that trouble. I would never hunt your spot. I would not get post hunter certified, I guess.
I'm working on designs because I do a lot of product design now on a tandem saddle.
Oh, God. Pass.
Really?
Yeah. No.
It would depend on who, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like Kathy Griffin. No? Yeah. Yes?
No.
No. Oh.
Pass.
Who else? Who would you tandem saddle?
My wife. My wife. I mean, if I said anybody else, that would not be right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, I know.
There's
Ben.
we all.
Sorry, Ben.
Ben's such a nice guy. I could see him doing that. Like,
Who's in the front? Who's in the back?
he would.
It's hot in here. Are you hot? It's hot.
Uncomfortably hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben, if Ben were here, he'd be uncomfortable too.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben, we just signed you up for something. But imagine the footage. I mean, it would be like you were
Over the shoulder.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
POV,
Yes.
as they say.
Speaking of saddle hunting, I just picked up Blocker's
Okay.
got a new pair of pants and they've got knee pads built into them. They're perfect for saddle hunting.
Yeah, they are. That is perfect for a saddle hunter. Have some neat built-in knee pads.
Yeah. You've never done it, but a lot of times you're like in the fetal position with your knees up against the tree, waiting for something to happen.
I'm going to take your word on it.
We should go saddle hunting together sometime.
Pass.
In suburbia. Hey, can we stop calling it urban bow hunting?
You can call it whatever you want.
No. I don't want people to call it urban bow hunting.
I'm saying I don't care.
I just want people to recognize there's a difference between urbia and suburbia.
Yeah, you're talking about suburban hunting.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're like no one's
Urban
going
hunting's in the city.
Yes. No one's doing that.
Is that what the Seek One guys do? Are they in the city or are they in the suburbs?
Well, yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, they look like they're in suburbia. I mean, when I think of
didn't they kind of start in Atlanta, like downtown Atlanta?
hot Atlanta.
Yeah. So
But not downtown Atlanta, because that's
I thought they were hunting off of like skyscrapers and stuff. Oh, there goes one. Launched it from 40.
like a pigeon's landing next to them.
Yeah.
It's not urban.
No. It's suburban.
Yeah, very much so. I don't know. These are the things I think about. I'm just an angry individual.
I know. These are not the things I think about.
Really?
No.
No.
Although I can't really tell you what I think about.
Oh, it's that dark?
Yeah. For sure.
Matt's at home brooding in his lair.
Yeah. A lot of times.
What's the status on your truck?
Still dented.
Oh, yeah.
I may not fix it.
Why bother? It's not. I mean, you got a black truck, so it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, true.
I don't care, honestly. The damn thing's got 150,000, 160,000 miles on it. Like, I'm just to the point where I've had it forever. I got it in 2018. So it's like,
That's right. Yeah.
a little more character.
I've got a dent on the rear quarter panel of my truck, and I don't.
So went up to the farm yesterday with Ben, said Ben.
Okay. Said Ben.
And we planted, we got a food plot planted some biological last bite.
Ooh, good timing.
Yeah. So that was the thing I wanted to talk about. So I've been dialed into, we talk about it, here and there, but this is the time of year where rain stations and radar and DeerCast are extremely helpful.
Yep.
Radar, I get it. You can get it anywhere, but the rain station is not something you can get a ton of places, and have it all kind of right there in one app makes it a lot easier. So the rain station side of it, what the radar, is more of a in the moment, like, okay, I know it's supposed to rain today and I'm checking the radar to see if it's hitting my spot.
Yeah.
The rain station I'm using more for like, hey, I need to know when it's going to rain to look ahead to plant the food plot.
Much?
And how much. And then once I plant the food plot, I'm dialed into it to see how much I got. So I will say, like, those tools, especially since, we've had it 2 years now, I think.
Rain stations?
Yeah, 2 years, I think.
Feels like 3.
This might be the beginning of the third. Anyways,
third season.
It's extremely helpful. If you've never tried it out, I would give it a shot. It's especially if you're doing a lot of food plots. Hell, if you're doing one food plot, because that's all we did yesterday is one half acre food plot. But most of the rest of my stuff's in clover, so I didn't need to do a lot of the other ones. But anyways, today I went ahead and I think we're at a ½ inch of rain.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm supposed to get some more tomorrow. So it's just very, very helpful.
You know what's fun? I'll do this. I'll pick a spot where I think I want to put a plot in, and I'll go back and what did August of 2022 look like here?
Oh,
What
no
did
rain.
August of 2021 look like?
No rain, I can tell you.
Yeah, I mean, but this has been such a great year.
Yes. Now that we've planted, it should turn off.
Ugh. Yeah, well, today's supposed to be like the hottest day of the week, and then we're filming this on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
But kind of associated to that, we hinted at this a little bit when we had Mark on. What was it?
2 weeks? Last week. Yeah, last week.
EHD.
Yeah, so in the Rack Pack, actually, we had James Allen from the Rack Pack. Shout out, James.
The James Allen?
The one and only that I know of.
Jeez.
There's an EHD outbreak in Indiana. And so this guy was on a float trip, if I remember reading it correctly. He was on a float trip. Jordan, can you pull this up on the screen for us? And
man.
as they were floating down
Dang.
the river, there were just dead deer everywhere.
That's like 5 nice bucks.
Yeah.
That's a smaller buck, but still.
And apparently it didn't smell great, as you would imagine.
There's definitely that. It's depressing.
Yeah. So can you
Holy
imagine?
cow.
We kind of talked about non-hunters a second ago. Can you imagine a non-hunter going canoeing through, which I'm sure most of these people were, canoeing through there and being like, oh my God, what the hell happened here?
Yeah, it was carnage.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably been 3 years ago, and I think we shared the video on the show when it happened, but I was on a float trip with my wife.
Yeah.
And there was a nice buck in velvet. It was August, just walking circles along the banks of the Merrimack River and almost oblivious to us until I got within probably 30 feet or so. Like he just was out of his mind. And I'm pretty sure that deer succumbed to EHD right there.
Yeah, pretty sad. And, I've not heard many instances this year because we have had a lot of rain and it hadn't been extremely hot. If we had a lot of rain in the spring and then it was like super hot in the summer, and I could see that's typically, it seems like when it kind of flares up, but this year really hadn't been that bad.
Yeah. I think what we have to watch for is all this precipitation and then what happens temperature-wise going forward. Because then if it gets hot for a long stretch after we've had all this precipitation, there's puddles and mud slicks and stuff like that's when those midges become really problematic.
Yeah. So fingers crossed we continue to have the type of weather we've had most of the year. Although I will say, like, when we were at the farm yesterday, my one clover plot, which was looking good, a month ago, it's starting to burn up. And I was really surprised because I need to go back and look at rain station. That's the other thing about rain stations, and you alluded to it, but you can go back in time all the way back to like 1980 or 81 or something like that. You could check any 365 day period and see what the rain total was. So I need to go back and look to see what, from the beginning of August till now was, because we did have some hot temperatures, I think in the end of July or somewhere in there where it got pretty hot.
Yeah, things warmed up pretty quickly this spring. But cleanup happened so soon.
Shit, like July we had a lot of rain, and then just recently we haven't. And the creeks were all dry up there. Like it was the river's starting to get low, so we kind of need the rain.
I meant to tell you, I went up and salted your plots for you also.
Oh, thanks.
So now that I think about that, could have something to do with.
I was wondering who that was in the
burning
camera.
up. Yeah, that was me.
Why'd you have the mask on?
It's fun.
Okay.
I picked up a Peg Bundy mask at a Halloween store.
A throwback.
And it's a good time.
Love and marriage. Some of the
Married
young
with
kids
Children
may not know what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Love and Marriage is a theme song.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch Married
with
Children. Really?
Oh hell yeah! Peg Bundy had some giant
hair.
Yeah, she did. It was out of control. We better move along, Tim.
Yeah, we probably should. We got a question of the day from Roy.
All right. So the question of the day is brought to you by Tracker Off-Road. On the trail, on the job, on the hunt. There's a Tracker Off-Road vehicle for every pursuit. Spent a lot of time yesterday on one. Well, actually, Ben did. I was on the tractor.
On the hunt.
All right. Roy Brown from the Rack Pack. Hello, Roy.
Hi.
2 Rack Pack shout outs. He says, when hunting early season and even out doing prep work before season, what do you use to keep ticks and chiggers off? I did just see him post about that. So I sprayed, like before I went up yesterday, the day before, I sprayed my pants and my boots and permethrin, Sawyer's. And you can get it at Walmart or probably Bass Pro, I'm not sure. But they have a like kind of an aerosol kind, but they also have a spray bottle kind. I typically don't spray that on my shirt because what I found, like turkey season, spray everything. But what I have found is I tend to, especially out working if it's hot in the summer, use my shirt to wipe my face. So,
and you got a sweaty face.
The last thing I want to do is wipe all that it's a chemical bath. So they say you're supposed to put it on 24 hours before you go, to whatever pursuit you're doing. They say that you're not supposed to touch your eyes if you got it on your hand. Wash your hands right away after you spray it. I mean, it's some very good stuff. So that typically works well. But what I'll do is I'll take some DEET and spray my shirt, which probably isn't a ton better, but it's probably better than that permethrin. Yeah.
And a long time ago, a guy like an outdoor writer long ago told me about permethrin, and he was also.
So I'm saying that wrong.
I think you probably say it either way.
Tomato.
So permanone is the product, permethrin is the chemical, but his whole thing was like, don't spray it on your skin because it like breaks apart. Like the chemicals come apart, like the molecules come apart, and it's no longer effective. Huh. I'm sure it can't be great for you either.
No,
so like keep it out of your eyeballs and
yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like permethrin for pretty much everything, and it even helps with mosquitoes. Like they'll still land on you, but they won't bite. They'll just take off.
The other thing, and it was mentioned in the rack pack, like just to have, kind of tighter socks that go up to your knees, like stuff like that will help prevent them from getting on your skin.
So your compression hose work great for that.
Yes, correct.
Orthopedic socks.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Keeps the swelling down as well.
Sexier with every episode.
Yeah. Just tighten your boots, tighten them old boots up, lace ups.
And this isn't a whole lot of fun, but I've also found that people that eat a high sugar diet tend to attract mosquitoes more so than people who do not.
This makes sense.
Yes.
I tend to get a lot of mosquito bites.
Because they smell your breath and everything you're putting out there. So, yeah. The Wildlife Word. It's brought to you by PH Outdoors. The PH Outdoors G Series no-till drill is here to make your food plot jobs easier. So this is in honor of your upcoming elk hunt.
Do tell.
What part of the elk is often referred to as the ivories? Is it A, the unmentionables, B, the antlers, C, hooves, or D, canine teeth?
D, canine teeth. D.
That's right.
I only know this because I have a set from the last elk I killed.
Sweet.
The first and last.
I always forget about this until after season, but every now and again, a whitetail will have ivories.
Really?
Yes. And I don't know what the likelihood, like the statistics are on that, but every now and again, someone does a Euro mount and they're like, what's this? In the hard palate of the deer's mouth. And it's those vestigial ivories.
Say that 3 times.
Way back in the day. I can't.
That's.
I'll end up saying a bad word.
Yeah. I mean, I know like some people will make, bracelets or
fake teeth,
necklaces, fake teeth. I have mine sitting in my drawer.
Oh, neat.
I don't know what to do.
Here at the studio or?
I lock it, Tim.
I'd like to see them. I don't think I've seen them.
I got them.
I feel like you have a lot of things I haven't seen.
I could go in a lot of ways, but yes, really? I'm sure I do have a lot of things you haven't seen.
You've had ivories for, what's it been? Like you killed that elk in 2017?
I think so. I think that's when I went up there. Yeah.
Well, rest assured I have no ivories.
Well, hopefully I add to it this year.
That'd be cool.
So we got Wayne. I've talked about it a little bit, but Adam Wainwright's going. Now Dustin Lynch is going. Adam LaRoche. A couple other guys, an actor and an ex retired ball player. And then I'm most excited about the fact that Bennett and Ben are both coming as well to film.
Oh,
yeah.
Boy.
So when I told Wayno that Aaron was going to be coming, he's like, is he going to be able to handle the mountain? I'm like, he's fine. Don't worry about it.
He's a Marine.
That's once and always.
Yep.
So
he's got the heart for it.
This was a few years ago, you'll remember this, but we went to the First Farm, like we had a Drury Outdoors meeting at the First Farm headquarters, and those guys, Jake, they just killed the guys that participated in the workout. Mm-hmm. And big boy Aaron, man, he don't
stop.
He didn't stop.
Yep. That's what it takes.
Yeah.
Your mind is so much more powerful than your body.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can't imagine the shit that he's already been through. So I wouldn't think that this is a tough, He did 2 tours in Afghanistan. This isn't a tough thing for him.
Walk in the park.
So,
No, that'll be a trip though. Jeez.
yeah. So I just changed my mods on my bow
Oh yeah.
after some convincing from a bow guy that was helping me out. He's like, oh no, your draw length's too short. I'm like, shit, man. I've been shooting this Matthews like this for like 4 years now, 5, whatever,
So
however
you
long we've
maybe
been.
picked up a few more feet per second then.
Yes. So we went from 27.5 to 28 inch. And then
Bragging.
I went from 85% let off to 80%. Cause I was telling him, I'm like, man, I just have struggled lately to have any kind of consistency in my shooting. And I have no grouping ability anymore. I don't know what happened to me, whatever bad habits I've picked up.
Yeah.
And this guy's like a pro shooter level and a bow guy, like he knows his stuff. And he's like, all right, draw your bow back. He looked at me. He's
Wrong.
Like, yeah. He's like, oh, draw length's
Only
too
one
short.
problem. Everything.
Yeah. So I'm excited to get relined out, but he switched the mods out. And so then I have to recite the bow in. And so I switched the sights because there's a new one that's going to be coming out from HHA this fall that they want us to shoot. And so I was like, all right, send it now. I might as well switch this out. And so I'm redoing all that. But then I've been convinced that I need a new arrow after I said that I'm not changing my arrow.
You're going heavier. Right?
I'm going heavier. It's not a ton heavier though, but it's more front of center. Why you? T-Bone said it was okay.
If T-Bone said jump off a bridge, would you jump off
Yeah.
a bridge?
Wouldn't you?
You probably would.
So anyways, I went from, think I had a 35 grain shock insert on that Victory VAP, and I'm switching to a 50. So it's not like I'm going way up and increasing it a ton, but
What about your broadhead weight?
well, that's the thing. I can go from I shoot 100 grain
Yep.
to, usually I'm shooting a pretty big expandable, but I think I'm going to drop down to at least a 2-inch, but I might go to a 125. That I got to start messing around with. I don't know. That was the other thing I could do to easily
another
change it
25.
up.
Yeah.
So I that stuff is so foreign to me. When he was telling me about it, I'm just like, dude, what should I do?
Yeah. You just
Explain it like I'm a second grader. All right, explain it like I'm a first grader.
your mommy and daddy give you $10 for a lemonade stand.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's great though. This guy's local, real close to the studio. So it's convenient to go over there and get things kind of tweaked. And what all started it is he was going to paper tune it for me. And then all
Started
hell's broke
digging in.
loose. And here I am a month out and like I'm totally starting from scratch. So,
And you're shooting the wrong-handed. You should be shooting left-handed.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Weird. You're left eye dominant. Wait, what? No. So anyways.
The bow's been upside down this entire time.
But he also changed the weight on my back stabilizer. I mean, it literally,
Dude,
it was one of those things where I'm not allowed to, I think we've talked about this before. I'm not allowed to show or take that. When I get a new bow from Matthews, it's before they launch them. Crimea River, I get it. I'm not allowed to take it anywhere to get like tweaked and set up for me. So I send in my settings and my measurements and they do it there at Matthews and they send it to me. And it's been fine, but
It'll get you close.
yeah, but I sure would. I think it's the confidence is what I really have struggled with because it's just like, because I don't, I'm no Crispy Levi,
Tim
Chelsvik, like these guys all set up their own bows. So we're very dependent. Marketeer the same way. We're dependent on someone setting it up and sending it to us. We're not Bowtechs. So I just think it's it's like, holy shit, I'm shooting this bow all wrong, basically.
Oops.
And then instantly I'm shooting like a 1-inch, group. I was sighting that
archery stuff is
HHA
easy.
and a 40 and 50. I was touching arrows. It's like, God dang it.
Dang.
This could have been a lot easier all these years.
But it is kind of a relief to find out that there's an equipment aspect because usually it's the shooter that's the problem.
And I'm sure there's that. I'm sure there's part of that.
To some degree, but I mean, empirically, you've shown that in this particular case, it was just a matter of a few changes.
And instantly I thought back to Pete Shepley when we used to do those Pete's tips. He's always like, get a coach. And we'd be like, what a cop out. Like every Pete's tip on Bow Madness ended with get a coach, it'll work. And I thought, well, I'll be damned. If I would have just got a coach, I could have.
Apparently he knew what he was talking about.
Yeah. I could have fixed this a long time ago.
Yeah.
So-
I did get the old VXR out here this past week and I've been shooting out in the backyard. And so the opposite side of things, not having to shoot a new bow every year, it's dialed in. Like I pulled it out of the case. I stepped back to 65 yards and thump, you're right in the center. It's like, this is great. And it was just fun. And I've been really toying around with the idea of getting a new bow for this season.
Yeah.
But then after I take a few shots, I didn't see the need to.
I will say those new lifts are nice. I mean, it is. I did shoot that bow better than I've shot really since the VX28.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's been a lot of models in there since. I just haven't felt as comfortable as I feel with this bow. And that's even before he really tweaked it for me and got it to where it's more dialed in them for me. Mm-hmm. So it's nice.
That's the danger in shooting a new bow is automatically you want the new bow.
Yeah.
And I know I would, but I don't know. I also feel like I haven't really earned a new bow over the past couple of years.
You think I have?
So, well, you have killed a few bucks. So.
I have actually said to stop sending them. I didn't deserve it. Please, this is embarrassing. But then they came out with the mossy oak version. I'm like, well, shit, I do need that
badass.
one.
Yeah.
I do want a bottomland bow.
I never want to be that guy that's over equipped for their skills.
That's me in every way, everywhere I go, Tim. All right, let's finish this thing out.
All right, shout outs. I guess this person's Apple ID is MW Evans 65. Flows off the tongue. Mwevans 65. Mwevans says M. Weavans. Love tuning in each week and getting a mix of great knowledge and entertainment. Listening to Matt and Tim makes me feel like I'm hanging out with buddies.
Well, thank you.
Heck yeah.
Weaving 65.
We love it. And in the rack pack,
very nice.
That's kind of the vibe is it's just a bunch of hunting buddies in there.
For sure. Hunting buddies. So that's a throwback line. You don't even know. You just said a throwback line from, I think, King of the Spring or Sound of the Spring. Terry, they're doing their intro in the video. Mm-hmm. And Mark says something like, just love getting together with our hunting buddies. And then Terry echoed everything Mark said. Terry would echo it right away.
Thanks, Terry.
Yeah, hunting buddies. It's like, okay.
You tell him, Mark.
Those videos are classics.
I want to do like someday when an editor has a lot of time.
Okay.
I want a super cut.
All the editors' heads just exploded.
I want a super cut of every time Terry says to make a long story short.
And it's long.
Or err on the side of caution.
There was a lot of those. Good buddy, my good buddy.
Yes.
Anytime we were hunting with anybody, my good buddy. And the team still does all of those things.
Well, and it's hard. Like when the camera goes on, you kind of resort back to a certain
cliches.
Yeah, just like this one part of your brain where
hunting buddies in general.
We're going to err on the side of caution with our hunting buddies to make a long story short. Here we go.
All right, so we got some new Rack Pack members. This week there's no fake.
What? Or is
we're not gonna berate the person that does this because that's cringy.
Because he or she is not here.
Okay. So we got some new names. We got the Rack Pack private Facebook group, 100% Wild Rack Pack. You should join it. It's a good time. It's fun, especially during hunting season. A lot of tips, useful information. And then when you kill something, a lot of data boys or girls.
It's better once I've killed something.
That's been years.
So maybe this season, everyone hold off on your hero photos until Tim has put his own hero photo up in there. Just saying it would be conscientious of people.
All right, so we got some new ones. We got Garrett Mead. We got Chris Garner, Jeremy Butler, Thomas Timmerman. I like that name.
Tom Tim.
We got Dylan Sharping, Lowell Zachman, Zach Bennett. I think that's the Bennett brothers' little brother. All right, we got Colin Farlow, Peyton Talley, Arliss Reed, Paige Gorski. And we got Eric Van Ark. Welcome, everybody. Your life has just changed for the better.
Yeah, it does change people's lives to be in that group. I don't know how, but I'm sure they've
changed yours for the worse. A lot of saddle jokes.
There are. People should be nice.
Got him.
Yeah. That one video in there, the guy on the zip line deal.
Yeah.
I still don't understand
Why you would
that
ever
was-
practice that way.
Yeah. I'm
Guy's on a zip line and he's
holding a fully drawn bow.
and as he's going down the zip line, he turns and he shoots a target. That's neat, I guess.
It's something else I think about.
Was that in your quiz?
Right.
That seems like a do not do.
While on a zip line with a fully loaded bow,
Should you do this? That's it.
I
that's a no.
think about like when people are on an e-bike and I've done this on an e-bike, carrying your bow with you, thinking about what happens if you wipe out.
Well, Tim, I can tell you, it's not great.
right.
I did it twice last
Yard
year.
sale.
The first time, I bet I was going 20, 25 mile an hour
Dude,
on gravel.
That's
And
pretty quick.
I slid so far, the front tire just got out from under me.
Front tire's fault.
And for sure, it was not mine. And the bow I had on my backpack, so it's like vertically on my backpack.
With broadheads top or
Well, they're in the quiver, but
Yeah.
they'd be on the top. Yeah, they'd be on the top.
Okay.
So right next to your head.
Yeah.
And man, I went down and just started sliding for like 20 feet. I mean,
this is at the beginning of the hunt too, right?
No, this was at the end of the night.
Oh, you're
We
heading
saw
home.
a guy driving on the road that shouldn't. It was a easement road, but nobody should have been on it. And he was leaving from the back of the property. So Scott and I took off.
Let's get him.
Exactly. And I took a shortcut. he trailed him, and I took a
to a
shortcut.
car on e-bike.
We did. We caught him.
Wow.
Yeah, Scott caught him because I bit it. So Scott, oh, and I know, he drives past me. He's like, "You good?" I go, "Keep going, get the guy." So we did get the guy. Well, he was supposed to be there.
Oh, well.
Made matters worse.
Oh, crap.
But dude, I completely ripped up all my clothes and my I had road rash everywhere, and I screwed up my shoulder. Like I couldn't draw my bow for 2 weeks.
I remember that. Yeah.
Like I just couldn't draw it. I had to switch back to my old bow and with less poundage. And I thought about using the crossbow because I could not draw. It was my right shoulder is what I fell on.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't pull it back.
That was the week you kept asking for back rubs.
Yes. One of the weeks. Yeah.
Was
And
really-
shortly after that, I mean, maybe a few
kept
weeks
asking.
later, yeah, well, I wrecked the bike again, but this time it was much lame. It's a much more lame story. Basically, I just got up on the field, like got off because I was being way more careful.
Oh, yeah.
Slowed
Once
her
bitten.
way down, and
Yep.
I'm getting off the gravel onto the field, and it's just like a embankment there, and I just kind of toppled over.
I'm envisioning a search history Rogue Ridge training wheels.
Yeah. So, I mean, we rode that bike a lot last year.
They're awesome.
They are awesome. I mean, for that property specifically, it was very helpful.
Yeah.
But you do need to be careful. And so what happened to the bow? It just scratched it up a little bit. It just scratched up my HHA sight.
You took the brunt of it.
Yeah, my shoulder. Yeah, for sure. So anyhow,
Well,
we should close.
here's to no
shop.
more wipeouts this year.
Yeah.
But I bet your wife was impressed.
No.
Oh,
You did a what?
you idiot.
I'm pretty sure she laughed, which was not the reaction I was looking for.
Honey, I got hurt pretty bad. Idiot.
Like, what? You wrecked an e-bike? What's an e-bike? It goes fast.
We need to get you a Mossy Oak helmet.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Hey, look, we know a guy that wrecked an e-bike, and
Yeah.
he actually almost died.
I
This was, though, he was on like a city. He was in the city somewhere.
Urban hunting.
Yeah. He was just going to lunch, and he went down some stairs and by
Yeah,
accident.
I don't think people give them enough the respect that they're due. Like there's a lot of torque in those
For sure.
motors. And you can go pretty fast.
Yeah.
So be
Word
careful.
to the wise.
How did we get here?
We just took the
from-
whole e-bike industry down by accident.
The top of the show was pooping other people's pants.
And yours and mine.
And now we're going.
We should stop.
Avoiding accidents.
$200 is $200.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody, we pray for protection from EHD around you. Pray for a bubble. A bubble.
I think
of
we'll be fine.
protection.
You heard it here first. Other than that guy in Indiana.
Sorry about that.
We've had that, so I'm not so sure I didn't get it last year's. So,
Yeah.
all right. Until next time.
Bye.
Peace out.
Take land management to the next level with DeerCast's exclusive virtual rain gauges. Pinpoint accuracy and historical data, all powered by industry-leading ag weather services. DeerCast has the tools to keep you ahead of your game.
We're adding new videos every week, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check out all of our amazing content. This episode of DoD TV is brought to you by DeerCast Maps, waypoints, weather, virtual rain gauges, and more. Every tool you need to get ahead of your game.